93.2 Island-wide.
Good evening, this is Chamath Fernando bringing you the news roundup.
The top story on Gold FM.
The Iranian military official resumed control over the Strait of Hormuz. A statement from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps declared that the waterway would return to its previous state under the direct management of Iranian armed forces. This escalation follows accusation from Tehran labeling the US presence in the region as piracy and maritime robbery. While some shipping vessels had recently been observed transiting the lane, the current volume of traffic remains uncertain following Iran's previous threats to shut the strait in response to US port blockades. Safety concerns in the region have intensified following reports from the UK Maritime Trade Operations that a tanker came under fire from two IRGC gunboats. The incident reportedly took place approximately 20 nautical miles northeast of Oman. Against this backdrop of maritime tension, a written message from Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khomeini was published to mark Army Day. While the message notably omitted direct responses to current negotiations or the specific status of the Strait of Hormuz, it contained a stern warning that the Iranian Navy is prepared to make enemies taste the bitterness of new defeats. Observers note that Mojtaba Khomeini has not made a public appearance since assuming the role of Supreme Leader in early March, continuing to communicate solely through written statements. On the diplomatic front, US President Donald Trump indicated that he may not extend the current ceasefire with Iran should upcoming negotiations fail to produce results. Despite this warning, the president expressed underlying confidence that both nations are nearing a deal. These comments come as the Iranian sources confirm that high-level delegations from both the United States and Iran are scheduled to convene for negotiations this coming Monday.
This is the local news on Gold FM.
The Vice President of India, Sri C.P. Radhakrishnan, will visit Sri Lanka tomorrow for a two-day official visit. During this day, the Vice President will meet President Anurukumara Dissanayake and Prime Minister Dr. Haranil Amarasuriya for bilateral discussions. These talks follow recent diplomatic engagements aimed at strengthening the long-standing ties between the two nations. The schedule includes meetings with political and community leaders alongside the exchange of several memoranda of understanding. These agreements focus on enhanced cooperation, specifically regarding Cyclone Ditwa rehabilitation and development projects supported by the Indian government. A high-level delegation accompanies the Vice President throughout the visit. Meanwhile, due to the Indian Vice President's visit to Sri Lanka, a special traffic plan will be implemented around Colombo tomorrow and the day after. For more details, visit www.hironews.lk. The body of a trafficker who allegedly jumped into the sea to evade a drug raid was discovered off the Beruala coast. Police stated that a raid was conducted last Friday following information of a heroin and ice trafficking operation taking place on a boat docked at the Beruala Fisheries Harbour. During the operation, the suspect reportedly jumped from the boat into the water. In a separate development, S.F. Raju, an alleged organized criminal, drug trafficker and brother of Karandeni Sudha, is undergoing a 72-hour interrogation. He was brought to the island from India last night. Police media spokesperson ASP F.U. Butler stated that the suspect will be produced before the court for further legal action following the interrogation. Sanat De Silva, alias S.F. Raju, was handed over to the Colombo Central Crimes Investigation Bureau for further investigation. The Bureau noted that information surfaced regarding his direct involvement in nearly 30 crimes. Meanwhile, a suspect wanted over the attempted shooting of Podipati, the brother of alleged organized criminal Lukupati, was apprehended. A suspect was arrested for assaulting former Galle District Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna parliamentarian Sampath Atukorala. The incident took place in the Bamaravan area of Pitikala. According to police, the former MP was attacked with a sharp weapon when he attempted to intervene in a confrontation between two groups at an estate in the area. Following the incident, the former MP was admitted to the Karapitiya Teaching Hospital. He has been discharged after receiving treatment for his injuries.
Now for some news in brief.
Heat levels felt by the human body may remain at a cautionary level in certain areas tomorrow, and the Department of Meteorology advises residents in the north, north central, northwestern and western provinces to remain vigilant.
The business news on Gold FM.
China expressed readiness to move forward with negotiations to upgrade its free trade agreement with Switzerland. According to a statement from the Commerce Ministry issued during a bilateral trade meeting in Bern, a high-standard free trade agreement will provide fresh momentum for cooperation in trade, investment and innovation between the two nations.
International news on Gold FM.
The time has come for a conversation with the US regarding Washington's vision for future economic ties with Russia. This was said by Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov today at a summit in Antalya, Turkey. He noted, however, that significant differences remain between the two countries. Lavrov also remarked that NATO is not in the best state, though he clarified that Russia would not interfere in the alliance's internal affairs. Renewed economic cooperation with the US has become a central part of Russia's efforts to establish a diplomatic detente with the administration of US President Donald Trump.
Entertainment news on Gold FM.
Screen legend Natalie Baye, acclaimed for her roles in French cinema and Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can, died at the age of 77. Her family confirmed the news to AFP today, stating she passed away yesterday evening at her home in Paris. Baye leaves behind a prolific legacy spanning decades of international film history.
Sports news on Gold FM.
The New Zealand under 85 kg rugby squad will arrive in Sri Lanka on Wednesday ahead of a two-match series against the Sri Lankan national side. The visitors face Sri Lanka in the opening fixture this Saturday at the Colombo Racecourse. Following the clash in Colombo, the teams travel to Kandy for the second encounter, scheduled for 3rd of May at the Nitawela Stadium. That's it from the News Roundup. Have a good night.